Episode 35. On day 25. The last episode was kind of botched up. Sort of, not really. I guess intentionally it was. Meant to go by quickly. Just trying to farm for stars, even though I didn't really get that many. I guess the experiment was successful a few times, so it worked out. But I should probably be trying to make these days last a little bit longer, get a bit more done. Whatever it is I want to get done, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe just to give myself more of a goal, I'll review quickly those hints that we got at room 46. Pretty much our main lead for getting the rest of these keys, I guess our only lead, but we could maybe guess where some of the keys are based on areas we've been to. Probably best just to follow the note though, as soon as I can bring it up in my photos. Where is this thing? There it is. First key found here on the furthest rank, we use that. The second locked tight in the vault of a bank. So we know we have to do that, and we had the vault last time, but we couldn't open it, because we didn't have enough gems. We also didn't have the key. If I'm really going for this, I may need to actually use the code check to guarantee us one of the vault keys, just to increase our chances of having both the vault key, a vault key, because there are multiple, and the vault on the same day, which sounds really hard, considering. The third is high up among all the clocks, which we have done. I mean, we haven't done it, but we've gotten the clock tower, right? It has to be that. It's a tower and it's a clock. The only part of that note is the among all the clocks part, which makes me think there's some high up place where there's a lot of clocks. The clock tower is only one clock, so... Oh, we haven't even been inside the room. Maybe there's a bunch of clocks inside the clock tower, for some reason. And the fourth down below beneath all the docks. We've done that. That would have been the key inside the treasure chest assortment at the bottom of the reservoir. The fifth key is held by a king on his throne. This is confusing to me. I'm not sure if we've seen a throne at all. It could be metaphorically speaking. I'm not sure who would be the king, though, in this scenario. If not, the dear old deceased baron, whose name I'm embarrassingly forgetting. We can click continue while I read the rest. A sixth in a station left by one of your own. Yeah, that's the one we got from Mom. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. That one's probably the most confusing. Other than the last one, and the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. We're not going to touch that last hint, probably because it's the last thing we're going to have to do. But this 7th major thing, I think it might have to do with like a major key. Who knows? It feels like whenever they use the word major, it only comes up with major keys. Other than that, there's still a bunch of other things that I talked about last episode we could do, like the chessboard and getting the red letters. It's hard to plan for any of that shit. I try to tell myself that I'll decide what to do based on what rooms we get, and that's kind of the only thing we can do. But I have to at least try to go for something, otherwise I can't make a decision right here. An informed decision. We're already on a shrine bonus, whatever it would be called. We haven't really used it yet since we haven't gone to the dining room, so we don't need the shrine. The special floor plans for steps instead of diamonds could be good. Well, we could go for the schoolhouse, I guess. I'm not sure how useful the schoolhouse would be, though. It just kind of guarantees more L-shaped rooms in the draft pool. Which isn't the best, but... There's also that achievement trophy thing for getting through all 8 classrooms. Last time... I think we started running out of gems until we got some more gems, but gems were still kind of tight at the time. So maybe spending steps instead of gems would be a better plan for right now. I'm not sure what else we would use the gems on, though, if we're not using these 2 gems that we already start with. Plus the other gems that we get just by playing the game, like in the parlor and all that. Of course there's laundering and whatever other effects use gems, but... I'm going to flip a coin mentally. And it's the hovel. That's what it landed on. Seems like there's 2 dig spots in there. We'll come back if we get our jackhammer. Now I gotta look out for the chess pieces in each room. Mainly the ones that pop up in rooms that I haven't listed down in my notebook before, which I should grab. There it is. And I'm still missing the bishop mainly. If I find the bishop, I can probably go for the chessboard. That's kind of high up on my list of things to do, I guess. Oh, and also anything that points towards... like this stamp. Anything that points towards our realms, the colors, the cores, the weather, the names, all of that junk. We're gonna have to, like, look at very closely and maybe re-examine some things we've already seen. Let's start on the right side this time. Starting off with some questionable choices. Pantry, I guess. Still want to go with the basic strategy of drafting the lower rooms first. Hallway. Utility closet? Could be useful for the security doors that we ran into last time. I feel like the utility closet is fairly rare, and the hallway and pantry that we have right now are kind of already going north, so making this front door a dead end isn't the worst thing in the world. We might need keys, though. Just make it this. Question is, do we want to do anything right now? How does this work again? We can turn off the security door, so if we hit the security room, we don't need to come back here. Of course, we're going to have to come back here if we trigger the dark room. We can already turn on the garage and turn off the gym. Dark room we can't do anything about because it'll always turn dark. So we'll always have to come back here if we want to negate the dark room. Alright, let's go this way first. I'll come back for you. Nursery, huh? Sure. Why not? Good thing to start with. Especially because we're using the hovel and everything costs steps, so we're gonna need the steps. Anything in there? I don't see anything on that shelf, but I've told myself before I should just at least step inside the room. No, there was coins. Didn't notice that. Well, that's why I have that rule. Just step inside the room. Unless I absolutely know there won't be anything. Which I'm not sure I can say I absolutely know anything when it comes to this game. Yeah, the dig spots. This goes where we want it to. Should we head to the other side? Not yet. We'll be back. Oh, there's a sledgehammer. That helps us with that lock chest immediately. Bedroom's nice for the stuff we want, but just for the door shape, going to the north, I think the commissary would be better. And it'll give us something to spend our huge allowance on. Yeah, I think we'll come back this way in a moment. I think this will be our main way up, so let's go to the right side first and turn it into a dead end if we have to. So we'll pick this up on our way back to the east side, or the west side, yeah. Every time. I have to remind myself every time. You'd think after years and years of life I would know by now, but, well, whatever. So yeah, we could make it a dead end like I said, but I want to make the observatory after we did all of that farming for stars. Of course, we didn't really farm that much. Did I note down horse for the observatory? Night? Yeah, I did. Still have to look out for these. Gotta remind myself. So today we're on 15 stars. The book goes as high as like 20 or something like that. But there should still be combinations beyond 20. So it's 15, we get the sale. Oh, everything is 50% off today. See flyer for details. Flyer? What flyer? In the commissary? Oh, this sale. Who put this up here? Was it you, Miss Babbage? Today only, great deals ahoy. The sale. Everything up to 50% off. I guess I know what to call this episode now. Offer valid at the following locations: commissary, kitchen, locksmiths, and bookshop. Really? You're not including the gift shop? That's so rude. Everything is the most expensive in the gift shop. You know, that's why they don't include it, of course. What's a bookshop, though? I've never seen that. I've never heard of that. Well, I guess we're making shops today. If we can. Just to check, though. You've got the sale. We kind of skipped the dead. Somehow. But ostensibly we could have gotten like 3 plus 12 for 15. But I guess something that exists in the book supersedes any previous combination. So if we get 16 tomorrow, if we draw the observatory again, what would it be, like 12 plus 4 or something? Would it take like the highest numbered one? Or could it be something like 7 plus, I don't know, 5 and 4? That would still be 16. We can't know without experimenting. Alright, let's dead end this if we can. Yeah, we'll make the lab. Anything around? I think sometimes fruit spawns here, yeah. And this time we're actually going to do what I talked about last time as being more meta. I guess we don't have to do it now, but we might as well. Actually, I don't know if this... No, not that. I don't know if the shelter takes effect as soon as you log in, or... I guess you can just do experiments and then log into the shelter later if you do enough experiments. In that way, you can save your 1 free token from Blackbridge. The free token to access any non-drawn terminal. So we could wait to draw the shelter until we've guaranteed we've done, I think 4 experiments was the limit, based on my measurements. But I'm just going to activate it right now. I might regret this decision like I regretted it last time, but this is what I'm planning to do right out the gate. Yeah, the radiation. We probably don't have to go through all these steps to take the measurements. The radiation probably just triggers naturally, even if you don't access this terminal. Okay, so let's actually start the experiment. The smart thing to do would have been to actually see if you can trigger lots of experiments and then decide if the shelter is feasible. So what are our triggers? When you draft a red room, lose 5 steps and then... Okay, red rooms are easy, but losing steps is bad, especially with a hovel. When you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, here's this problem again. The next 3 times you open a locked trunk. I would have gone for this if there was something that spawned the locked trunks inside the foyer, the entry hall, like that one time we did. I don't think that's going to work though, or rather it's not here. So I don't think just hoping that we get locked trunks throughout the house is going to be something that triggers a lot for our goal of unlocking every door through radiation. If our goal is to unlock the doors through radiation, we probably don't need keys. I think we probably want gold or dice. And we do want to draft red rooms, but losing 5 steps with the hovel is going to kill us. We don't really have a great way of getting things back other than maybe, well, of course the kitchen, because everything's on sale today. But we don't want to run out of steps before we even get to the kitchen. I might regret this, but I have to learn at some point, right? We'll have to see if the 2 gems converted into 6 steps triggers this, or if it means explicitly we have to actually lose gems to make this happen. I'm counting on you, game. I'm counting on you to understand that steps equate to gems. With a hovel, please. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Two or more gems, that means 6 steps. And our dead end. Yeah, the locksmiths, well... Again, our goal is to unlock every door in the house, but... we might need keys before then, and if this experiment fails, the locksmith is a pretty rare draw, I think. So I do think we want the locksmiths. The storeroom does give us a key and some other things, but those small amounts, just 1 of each, they're not a huge help with how far along we are in the game, I don't think. Okay, we'll spend some steps, open up the locksmiths. I maybe should have grabbed the allowance already. Shit. Everything's on sale. Kind of running low on steps already. I should maybe be more frugal about this. We could have gotten the lockpick kit for just 1 more. This would be useful just for some early game stuff while we're still trying to trigger the experiment, but I don't know. Do we want to come back for this? If we pick up the allowance, we can afford it definitely, but I think maybe I just want the special key. The prism key. Right, same color, that's how it works. Of course the door has to be locked to use a key, so if you unlock every door by using radiation, you probably can't use any more keys any more that run. Alright, pick it up. I don't think we need the lockpick. We don't have any keys, but it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more steps to go back. That'd be 8, and then we'd be down to like pretty much 30. We can live, right? I hope. We just need something that gives us steps. You know what? If we get the kitchen, we should be okay, right? Let's save our money for the kitchen, or the dining room. Either one would work. Okay, another special key. Great. Actually, this also helps with the steps. And it also triggers the spread, which our Blessing of the Chef will help with. I guess we can unlock this door. North or side? Let's go to the side. I'll make the den. And the commissary. Anything we want to buy right now? Oh, the upgrade disc. We want that, obviously. Keys are... Well, I guess this is a quicker way to get some keys rather than walking all the way back to the locksmith. Gems... not useful, right? Yeah, the store is actually pretty crap today. On the sale day. Damn. Other than the upgrade disc, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining. Okay, I was kind of hoping that would be locked. So that we could trigger the prism key to get another store, and hopefully the kitchen. But, damn, these are actually hard to choose between. Getting the greater chance of items from green rooms is great, but the vault... Today's a sale day, so we want the coins, I guess. It's just a lot of steps, and we can't really guarantee we're gonna get more steps back. Not yet. I'm just gonna have to hope, I guess. We need the money, and I want to go for the key that's apparently in here. Yeah, we can spend 2 steps to grab the money, I guess. We're so rich, kind of. Okay, here we go. Where is my note? So the rook in the vault, and I'll just note that it's white. Really hoping colors don't matter for this puzzle or whatever. Pretty low on steps. Around half the amount that we would normally have if we started with the normal amount of steps. See over here, this is like all the clocks, right? But it's not high up. It's actually kind of sunken into the floor a bit. Oh, this helps. Okay, this doesn't help. Unless we actually get the garage, but... We need steps right now. I know nothing inside the chest would be steps. Oh, do we have this? Pawn in the study. Pawn, pawn, pawn. This is a... No, it's the den. Den... W for white. Wait, did I? Shit, I didn't check, but... This is bad? I dead-ended myself. Or rather, I put myself into a position where it's easier to dead-end myself that I... didn't really have any way out of. I kind of need dice or something. Gem's the only thing we can do. Of course, we negated the gem, so that's fine. But just the realization that it's maybe going to be hard to get going to the north, well, we'll just have to rely on luck. Oh. The running shoes, that'll help with steps, maybe. It's easier to use those when you're actually starting out with a lot of steps, so now that we're low on steps, it'll be a problem. Or it might not even matter if we can't go north. I guess we're getting the rumpus room today. More coins. We need to go north, please. Okay, we got a bishop. Let me note that down. Rumpus... B for black. And before we do anything, it's untested. God damn it. The experiment only triggers if you actually spend gems, so it's incompatible with the hovel. Well, I guess the experiment was a success, because we learned that the experiments don't work with the hovel. Great. That was the whole point of me testing it, to figure out if it would work or not. Now we know for the future. Okay. Give me the coins and... Where are the coins? There they are. And give me your prediction, O great Alzara, after I... Well, shit. Well, if it's locked, it doesn't matter, because it just won't open. Okay, good. We're going north, at least. We're not dead in the water yet. We just needed to not be locked, or... If we get a bedroom, we can get some steps back, but... It's gonna be hard. We're spending steps a lot. Alzara hit me. No half off for Alzara. He only takes 1 coin anyway. We shouldn't complain.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I hear the pattering steps of children running in the forest. The joyful echoes of laughter in the courtyard. I see an old man sitting in an even older chair.
Is that Simon?
A seed that has served many generations.
It must be. It's the future.
Each with their own stories. Each with their own secrets. Each with their own endings. But all in the same chair. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara.
Okay.
Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
So Simon's going to get old. Great prediction. Well, at least we're not going to die young, so that's good. We don't have to worry about that mysterious stranger stalking us in the hallways, just killing us out of the blue, I guess. Still, kind of morbid. I'm not sure if morbid is the right word, but depressing? I don't know. Just a thought. I mean, at least there was like joyful laughter of children in the forest or something. Was that really what the prediction was about, though? He mentioned the chair and like everyone else. It might just be for flavor. Next time we see that chair, though, maybe I'll have another look at it. I'm glad we can open this, but it's not going to help with our step counter. Some keys would be nice. Oh, the dice are actually perfect. But we kind of need keys right now because we're starting to be in the range where we need keys. I mean, I guess we already have, like, 2 special keys. The secret garden and all that. And with our experiment not triggering at all, we're gonna need more keys definitely if we get further in. And we can't walk back to the locksmith, not with this layout. It's gotta be the bedroom. We need the steps back. And I guess we get some stuff through here. Any other items? I'm pretty sure I noted down the pawn here. Pawn in the bedroom, yeah. Let me just note that it's white though. W. Okay. Great, more keys. Oh, that's the silver key. Well, I guess having locked doors isn't so bad when we have some good keys, but these keys are going to drain pretty quickly. God damn it. Well, this is why we have the dice. If we get to the foundation, we're gonna suddenly have a lot more rooms to choose from, so yeah. Just making sure it's selected. Okay, redraw. That is not going to the foundation. Security may be helpful though. If we connect to the computer, what can we do? Not really anything, actually. This would only be helpful if we could trigger the shelter, which we can't, and the experiment's already triggered. It'd only be for unlocking doors at this point, which we might not even get that far. But I think the better choice here would be to redraw when we absolutely can't go anywhere. And we still can go forward even if it costs us 4 steps total. Or 5 to get to the next room. Oh yeah, the upgrade disk. I almost forgot. Well, I'm glad I did this, because I would have just forgotten this and never used it. What are we upgrading today? It's been a while. The storeroom, huh? I was just thinking to myself, I actually voiced it out loud, how this felt less and less useful, so how can we make this useful for us? Oh, I see. 2 keys, 2 gems, or 10 coins. Just looking at it, 10, you multiply the 1 coin times 10 seems pretty good. But coins are, as we can see in the top right, kind of the easiest to come by, sort of. What is hardest for us in this roguelite build that we sort of have, hardest for us to get? We get 2 gems at the start of every day. We don't start with any keys. Keys aren't necessary until later in the day, though. And there are different ways to get keys. There are probably more ways to get keys than gems. You could always buy keys. This is like upgrading our allowance, sort of, right? Because the storeroom almost always spawns if you're willing to place it down. Coins are sort of more, well, they're a kind of liquid, whatever you'd call it, a liquid asset, liquidized asset, whatever. They're more fluid. They're easier to use than these other things that very specifically are used when drafting rooms or used when opening doors. You can spend coins to get keys. You can, I guess you could spend coins to get gems, like in the commissary. That's less likely though. And we kind of need coins to buy other things. We won't always have the vault. We'll always have the allowance, but it'd just be nice to start with more items, I think. I kind of want the money. I might regret this, but give me more coins, please. I'm going to click it in a second. I don't need the keys, I don't need the gems, I need the money. I want it. I might regret that. Well, the currency we need right now are steps. Which I guess if we had more gems we wouldn't have had to make the hovel, but still. Oh yeah, less security. We already turned it off, so set it to high. And offline mode unlocked. Not that it's going to matter if we run out of steps. Which we might have to do if we... We might have to use steps if it doesn't go in a direction we want, and we don't want to use the dice, or can't use the dice. If we use the prism key, it would just be blue, right? Prism key works for blue? Nope, that's the sledgehammer. No, it doesn't work with blue, huh? Interesting. Well, I guess blue is the most common, so that would be just kind of weird. We could use a silver key to guarantee a way to the foundation. I don't think I want to do that immediately, though. Because we have the south side to the gym, and that would just be a dead end, a wasted door. Use a normal key. Son of a bitch. This was a problem. It was a calculated risk, though, because we still have one dice. Please. Something that isn't going to the left or dead end. Any of those. I'm even willing to spend steps on it. I have all this money. It's sale day. Let me use it. Okay. The pump room works. We don't need the pump room. But it does go where we want it to, so yeah. And actually, I was looking at my previous recording. It turns out I did drain the aquarium, but draining the aquarium doesn't do anything, even though there's, like, water there, still. I thought it would have, I don't know, made the water in the tanks go low and then you could reach inside for some bonus, but it doesn't work that way. Guess it's just here for another source of water or something. All these other things do things. This turns on the tap, this makes water flow in the greenhouse for like the flowers or something. Obviously something at the bottom of the pool like I did. Cross the reservoir and go to the station and all the junk at the bottom. And of course access the basement. But the aquarium does nothing. As far as I'm aware. This is unlocked. I want to go to the foundation, you know. We're just gonna have to not use our steps on the music room. So we're gonna do the corridor, I guess. We need something. Something that gives us steps back. A bedroom would be nice, but we can't spend things on dead ends right now. 16 steps is a lot more than I make it out to be. I'm sure I can do something with this, even with the hovel. It's not over. The red room, huh? I think it's gotta be the boudoir. To get some steps back and to also explore more of the left side, though it kind of locks us out from the north and the right. We can still go north, but it's gonna be hard. We can't afford to spend steps on the secret passage, especially when things are starting to get locked up there. Oh, the running shoe's activated. That's one step saved, I guess. And great, we got another useless gem. Well, there's the clock tower. And the only one that lets us actually continue this run is the office. Takes us a lot of steps, though, already. This is a problem for me. These coins would be really useful on this day of sales, the sale. This is the only way we can continue, so we have to do this. I was eager to explore the clock tower, but if you're spawning here when I can't do it, we're gonna have to do this, I guess. Which means our only route to the north now is around the office to the north. Very difficult trigger condition, almost impossible even, without any dice. Unbelievable. We've noted this already, queen in the office, but I'll write down that it's white. No, wait, that's the king. That's not the queen. Queen's in the study. Shall we trigger this right now? Still this. If I get to the Great Hall again, I can maybe try to think about this. This has something to do with the Great Hall. All of these titles are things from the Great Hall, but I wouldn't know how this relates to the safe. We know from the hint, the room hint, if we something Basically, the safe codes are all dates. That's what I got from that. And something about small gates, I guess. We used a date to unlock the apple orchard, so I guess that was like another date for unlocking a thing. But I think the point is that it takes dates to open these number code things. But I don't know what date would relate to, I guess, the March of the Count, since that one's in a different color. Anyway. Do we need to spread now? Oh. Payroll only works on the week? Huh. Wait. Hang on, what day is today? Like actually in-game. I took a photo of the calendar last time, and it was November 30th, right? Damn it. It was Monday. It was Monday on November 30th, yesterday, in-game. Which means I have to wait another 6 days to run the payroll, which I haven't actually made use of, but it just kinda sucks that I haven't made use of it yet, and I'm gonna have to wait even longer to try to make use of it. It just means I have to wait until we actually get the rooms that make the payroll useful. Whatever. Do we even want to spread gold right now? I guess we can, like, go for the conference room. That's kind of impossible, though. Impossible to bet on. If we can turn this room right here into the secret garden, that would guarantee a way north and give us some food back, but we still have to navigate our way there. Yeah, it's locked. Gonna have to use one of these keys. In a second. This is a blue room, so we can't use the prism key. It has to be the silver key. It's kind of a waste right now, but it at least guarantees we can go in the direction we want. Well, shit. Crap, even. We can't do this. That's a dead end, technically. The dark room goes where we want it to, but it's dark in there. We can't walk all the way back to the utility closet. I'm beginning to hate hovel builds. We'd have to gamble on going north with this, and that seems impossible. But this costs 6 steps the passageway, so I don't know. I think this is our only option, though. Other than the dark room, like I just said, but it feels impossible right now. We need the kitchen. That's locked. Not locked. I maybe should have, tried the south room first. I kind of expected this to be locked. Well, the game's over. Son of a bitch. There's no way to get in through the foundation, like through the underground, because we don't have the tomb. Well, actually, no, we'd still need steps to go all the way down there. Just give us this. It gives us some steps back and... yeah, 12 major keys. That's a lie or something. It doesn't really matter if it's a lie or not. I don't know what to make of it. The only way we can save this potentially is if we somehow get many, many steps back with these 2 rooms we can potentially draw. We would need a lot of steps though. So much for the sale day. Make it a hallway, I guess. Oh wait, we've got normal keys. But we're about to run out. If we make it a hallway, can we guarantee going... well, what hallways are there? Here. We already made the passageway. Already made the hallway. These only spawn on the actual Or do they? Oh, I guess they do spawn, like, sometimes, like, in this rank or this column, not the far side. Or do they have to spawn in the very edge? Does it say so? No, yeah, it talks about windows. It absolutely has to be on the far side, so it can't be either of these. So the only thing it could be, if we open up this, with the orange thing, would be the secret passage. Oh, wait a second, it gives us a choice of 3, doesn't it? We did the passageway in the hallway, can't be the west wing or the east wing. We did the corridor. So it'd have to be the 3 remaining, the foyer, the Great Hall, or the secret passage. I guess we could do the Great Hall. Not that it matters. I would do the secret passage to guarantee a shop, but that doesn't go in the direction we want. I could just make it the foyer to get a look at the thing that I wanted, but whatever, just make it the Great Hall. Assuming this works the way I think it does. Oh right, it takes a lot of steps. And I actually forgot the aquarium could spawn here. Well, we're not doing the foyer, but yeah, the Great Hall. Now here we kind of have to gamble a bit, because we don't have the bonuses that let us do anything with this room, like the Great Hall or whatever, or rather the foyer. The one that unlocks all hallways. And we also don't have the insider knowledge from the drafting room. We've got 5 keys. Let's first guarantee that we can go through here. Gonna gamble on the middle. It was a bad one. The one bad one of the 3 that could be good. Great. Alright, we got a key back at least. We're never gonna make it over there. But it's unlocked. And this goes forward. Alright. So the sale day is a bust unless we get a bunch of steps back from this one room somehow. No. It's not happening. It didn't happen. Son of a bitch. We only get a few steps back from this, but that's not enough. There's no way we can make this happen. We can't get to the foundation by draining the fountain outside the front room. Today's over. So much for the sale day. You know what? The episode is called That Ship Has Sailed, or something like that. Because our opportunity to buy everything at half off has sailed. The only thing we've really got was the stupid upgrade disc, which isn't that bad, but oh, it's a black pawn here. At least that's information. Okay, this is what I was wondering. We have the vault. We don't have the steps to go back there at all. Let me just note down this information that the pawn is black in the walk-in closet. Secret passage, parlor. Oh, I didn't note down the walk-in closet before, I guess. WI closet is a black pawn. There's going to be a lot of pawns, I guess. It's probably proportional to the amount that are actually on the chessboard, like in a normal game of chess. This sucks. I can still use my last keys. There can't possibly be an item in here that gives us a lot of steps to get back to the vault. And even if we did that, we don't have the steps to actually use whatever is inside the vault, which is the key in the sigil room. More useless gems. Okay, lesson learned. The hovel is no good for us. I mean, we got a lot of rooms. It would have gone by better if we had something that regained steps, anything. We did have the nursery, which gave us steps back, but in the end, it just kind of killed us, still. Just end the room in the office, I guess. Or no, you deserve to sleep in the servants' quarters, Simon. This stinky room. Called a day. I guess it'd say prosaic inn. Not sure what prosaic means, probably related to size. For the 5 bedrooms. We didn't get to use the sale at all. I hate it. I probably should have gone for the clock tower. I mean, I didn't know at the time. The only thing we really did that day was the upgrade disc, so I guess it wasn't a wasted day, but it feels wasted. It happens way too often with this game. I was looking at the step counter, what the fuck? What just happened? Hello? Hang on. Yep, it really is 45. Why is it 45? What did I do yesterday that made it 45? There's nothing. I saw it go down and then back up. Is this a bug? It must be a bug. Hang on. Oh, that calls it a day. Oh, what a weird bug. I guess today's going to be a mulligan or something. We should maybe just restart so we don't find ourselves wasting time with all of these steps. But I guess if we know that it's a mulligan, I can just spend these steps on something. This gives us a way around to the foundation if we need it. Why not? No, we'd have to unlock doors with keys that we don't have. Why do we have one dice? How did that happen? I didn't know we could redraw this room, though. There was no real point in me doing that just now, but I don't know. Because today's a mulligan, I'm playing Unhinged or something. With a sledgehammer. You don't want to be unhinged with a sledgehammer in your inventory. I hope that only happens today. I mean, ideally it would happen on no days, but... because we're unhinged, we're taking our allowance right now. We're also going to make this a mail room, just because we're unhinged and don't care about dead ends. There's nothing in there for us. But because we're unhinged, we're walking in anyway. Of course, there's no new mail. I think sometimes things spawn here. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking of the mail that comes here the next day. Well, I'm glad I did that for tomorrow, which is hopefully going to be a normal day. Or I guess whatever day we actually get the mailroom again. The mechanarium. 1 door for each mechanical room in the house, of which we have 0. We've never made the mechanarium before. Well, what we can do is spawn in the mechanarium and then see if it adds in doors later. Like as we get more gear rooms or whatever. It probably doesn't, right? It probably only happens the first time you draft it or whatever. But as an experiment, and because it's a new room. Look at that. Incredible. It's dark in here. An iron-vaulted mechanical chamber affixed with motorized panels that can reveal up to 8 different doors depending on the parameters at the time of creation. Of course, at the time of creation. Why 8 doors though? How does that work? Well, now we know for sure. This would have been helpful for the mechanarium. No items, not today. I don't like any of these rooms. I guess we can make it the funeral parlor. Or the gallery. Still don't know about this, not completely. We'll come back to it, I guess. Yeah, the corridor. We're just heading straight north. The locked trunk. That goes to the foundation. Not that it matters yet. Bunch of keys. And it's locked. The lockpick works though. Where were you yesterday? Unbelievable. We don't want to go north though, not yet. We kind of have to, but we've got the dice. We'll use one. We're unhinged. We're going into the gymnasium. We'll take your basketball debuff, just so we can go south. I guess the parlor. Just for the door usage. Well, we can't... Oh, we can't continue south, I guess. Yeah, make it the commissary. And we can spend our money immediately, because we're unhinged. Give me a set of gems. Observatory. We can learn... And this does go in the direction we want. Oh wait, her ladyship's chamber though. This is super rare. I think we want this. I was going to click this so we can learn what the combination is with 16 stars, but this is probably much more useful. And if I remember correctly, I think there might be something in here for me. So yeah, the boudoir gains 10 steps, and the walk-in closet is 3 gems. That's a basic effect, but there's much more to this. So here, first of all, this. I remembered grabbing this, but not being able to use it. So I was wondering, it seems like it does respawn. Thank goodness. Oh, we'll take that. Sorry, her ladyship. That is rank 5 on the left side, west. Right above the commissary where the gym is. We don't have a shovel though. Was this here before? So what we want from this room are any information we can get about the sigil for Iraja, right? Or wait. Again, I'm gonna have to look at my notes. Wrong page. Yeah, this is Iraja, the hourglass. Again, I thought Iraja was the heart, but that's somewhere else. Iraja is purple, we're pretty sure. Just based on this room. And like other things, I think I remember. And it's also... Well, I don't think we know anything else about it. And And we might learn more about it if we could open this, but it's locked. Normal keys don't work on it. We can't even use the lockpick. I guess that's it. We can note down the queen, the white queen, in her ladyship's chamber on my other page of notes, wherever that is. Over... ladyship. I'll just write that down, and W for white. And that's pretty much all we can get out of this room, in terms of information, I guess. As far as I can tell, I think. But I think this might be a good one to do as our next sigil chamber. We kind of have most of this information. I guess we got purple, the core. I mean, we're still missing like 2 or 3 pieces of information we need to unlock the sigil. But if we get at least one more piece of information, I think we can make it work. Somehow. For now though, we're just going to have to take a little rest. Even though we're kind of on a bender right now, this mulligan run, which started out with barely any steps, lasting longer than I would think it would. We're still going to continue it in the next episode though, so we'll just chill here in her ladyship's chamber until that rolls around. That would be a good time to take a break.